I've talked about Michael Porter Jr. a lot on this channel, but I have to make another video on this man because, well, as we all know, Michael Porter Jr. has been unleashed. And on top of that, the Nuggets have been unstoppable right now. They've lost both Monte Morris and Will Barton, and they both have the same injury, which is hamstring injuries. But still, during that stretch, the Nuggets have been 9-2, especially without their best player, Jamal Murray. And they have the 4th best net rating during this time as well. And since Murray has left the lineup, Porter has been averaging 25 points, 6 rebounds on 36 minutes per game, and he's shooting an insanely efficient 57% from the field and almost 50% from 3. When I look at a guy in Michael Porter Jr., I see a guy who obviously went through the struggle with injuries, but now that everything's fully clean and healthy for him, we have seen what he can be now. On the videos that I talked about in the past on this channel with Michael Porter Jr., I talked about, his potential and where he can possibly be one day, and now it's really amazing to see that, well, all of these things seem to be true. Michael Porter Jr. this season alone, looking at his general statistics, he's averaging 18.9 points per game. He's shooting 54% from the field, 7 rebounds, and he's averaging about 1 assist a game. I feel like as a playmaker, he can definitely improve in that area of his game. But when it comes to his efficiency overall, that's something that it's rare to see from guys that young already in his NBA career, shooting such high percentages from the field while already attempting a lot of shots to begin with. So when I'm looking at a team like the Denver Nuggets, who already have Aaron Gordon, who is another really solid all-around power forward who can defend, he's athletic, he can shoot a bit, he can do just about anything on the basketball court. And when you add that on the MVP play of Nikola Jokic, with the step up in his play as well with the backup point guard who's a rookie on his team, Facundo Campazzo, I'm not sure if I really pronounced his name correctly or not, but he's actually been a great asset around playing with Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon as well, with his playmaking ability and things in that area. But for Michael Porter Jr., with his incredible efficiency from the field, as I said before, he also ranks the top 20 in 2-point field goal percentage. He's 14th in that area, and he's ranked top 10 in 3-point percentage, and that is around 44% from the field. Michael Porter Jr., for a long period of time, it was just more so about finding his identity and where he can fit on this Nuggets team. And I feel like he's really now found his role, especially since Jamal Murray has been out with injury. Really, they've asked him to step up his game and play better. And that's what he's been able to deliver right now for this Denver Nuggets team. The motivational part about all of this is that none of us really expected, especially after Jamal Murray went down, that the Nuggets will still be really good. But they've definitely been proving a lot of teams wrong during this stretch. They still look like a team, even without having Will Barton and Monte Morris still as well not on the team, and Will Barton being one of their primary ball handlers as well. This team still looks like a team that can go out and compete in the Western Conference Finals, especially when you look at the situation right now, what's happening with the Lakers, and if they can't really figure everything out right now before the playoffs start. And me, I like looking into the future of a lot of things. So I'm really imagining right now when Jamal Murray comes back and we look at the development of Michael Porter Jr. and hopefully, of course, he continues to stay at the same level, especially when Murray comes back. This Denver Nuggets team in the future is a team that can be around for a long time. The crazy part about Michael Porter Jr. as well as Jamal Murray is that they're still developing as players. They're still most of these guys, even Nikola Jokic, they're still young players on this team that have room to grow. But with the play that Michael Porter Jr. has definitely been displaying right now, especially with Jamal Murray being hurt, this team has the potential in the future to be a really, really dominant team. In my opinion, I've made a video about maybe 2 years ago on this channel about the Denver Nuggets. In that video, I talked about the NBA teams with the brightest futures, the youngest teams. And Michael Porter Jr. and the Denver Nuggets was the #1 team on that list. So yeah, man, when I look at Michael Porter Jr., I see a guy who is just like Kevin Durant in a way. He's 6'10", he's around 218 pounds. I have that same type of body frame as well. And when you look at his ability to create his own shot, create space, his driving, his athleticism, he still has so much more room to grow as a player. And there's definitely no doubt in my mind that one day he can be an MVP candidate and a future top scorer in this league. And looking at where the Denver Nuggets are right now, there's no doubt in my mind that because of Michael Porter Jr. especially, this team can definitely compete out further in the playoffs than what many of us thought they couldn't because of losing Jamal Murray. But let me know down in the comment section below, what do you guys think so far about Michael Porter Jr. and his development this season, especially now that he's given the opportunity to really show what he's capable of doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every week. Have a good day. Peace.